Well, hey guys, welcome back to Willow Ridge Acres. Welcome to another live stream here. We're so glad that you're tuning in. If you're already in the live chat, go ahead and drop a comment in the live chat. Let us know where you're watching from. We love to give shout outs to our viewers. And yeah, we have a lot to catch you guys up on. A lot going on here at the farm. You can see on our outdoor cam with our daughter Melissa out there. Say hi, Melissa.
Hi.
She's out there following the goats and the baby goats, and we'll get you caught up with everything going on with our Great Pyrenees as well. So we got a couple people already tuning in. Let's see. We've got Dean and Connor tuning in all the way from Liverpool. That's amazing. Thank you guys for watching. Drop any questions you have in the chat. We'd be honored to answer any questions you have. Let's see. Edward said, Connecticut checking in. How are the mama peers doing? Do you want to answer?
No, go
ahead. No. She can talk too. You can talk.
They're good.
Yeah. So we'll elaborate a little bit once more people jump on here. But we are expecting a couple litters coming up. So both May and Millie are pregnant again, and we're expecting litters very soon. So we'll let you know more about that in just a few minutes here. Nicole's tuning in, watching from Shirts. What's up, Nicole? How are your pups doing? Let us know in the comments. Let's see, Trace tuning in from Illinois. That's awesome. Awesome. I grew up in St. Louis, so pretty close to Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah. Let's see. Dean and Connor said, I had one when I was little. Had a Great Pyrenees, I'm assuming, or goats, because we're showing the goats to you right now. Probably Great Pyrenees. Mother Wolf is watching, says, hi, my name is Claire. I'm from New Zealand. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in all the way from New Zealand. And then the real Terry said, Southwest Michigan, hello from here to there. Thanks for tuning in. So as you can see, let's see, I'll kind of zoom in on our outdoor camera. We've got the baby goats right now. They are just about 8 weeks old now, right? 8 weeks this week.
A few of them are a little older.
Yeah, if you are a little older, if you are maybe 7 weeks. Yeah. But they're all of them except for one are spoken for. And the one that's not spoken for yet has somebody thinking about it. So, but a lot of the baby goats are going to be going to their new homes very soon. It's been a lot of fun having baby goats. They're pretty fun. I don't know. They just kind of jump around and yep. Oh, Monty wanted to be in the shot.
I thought it was Billy.
That's one of our boys, Monty. All right. Dean said he had a Great Pyrenees when he was little. They're the best dogs, aren't they, Dean? They're amazing. Edward said, we have 5 rescues, all M names too. I'm watching with my big white dog, Marley, 7 years. Yeah, we have a lot of M names, Edward. You'll have to let us know what your M name dogs are. So maybe you can give us some ideas for further names in the future. Nicole, the Pearl is a gem. Daisy has been nicknamed Crazy Chicken. Haha. She is sweet. So Nicole has 2 of the puppies from last year's litters, Pearl and Daisy. So it's good to hear that they're doing great, Nicole. In fact, shoot us a text message. I'd love to see, kind of what they're looking like now. Love to see. I'm sure they're gotten a lot bigger. Edward said hi to Monty. There he is. He's over there with the goats. Where's Monty at? There he is. Hi, Monty. Good boy. That's right. He's always where the kids are. He's a really good family guardian. Harry said, hey, didn't you all say no more multiple litters at the same time? Hey, that's a great question. So you get to explain this.
Well, we are having 3 litters.
No, we're not having 3. So Mabel got spayed this last time. So
Right. So then the girls, would be their 3rd heat. Well, was the one we allowed them to mate. So then we did the mental math on the due date, and then knowing like the weather here, if we have litters in January, February, we have a lot of really hard freezes. It's still cold, even though we're in Texas, we just get weird. That's our January to February is our super cold, but then turn around and by the middle end of May, it can be 100 degrees. So we have like this really short window in the spring and then kind of again in like October sometimes that it's reasonable. So both of the girls went into heat during the window, which resulted in them being due over the next 2 weeks. Really, Millie's due Thursday.
yeah, so this is actually Millie right here. She's a little muddy on her front paws. I'm sure she got into the trough again. But yeah, you can see she's pretty big at this point, and she's due this Thursday. So in just a couple days is her due date.
Yeah, with dogs, it's like 58 to 63, or I mean, you can find varying days, but their due date, according to what we determine as our due date, we count out 60 days.
Right. So we were planning on just breeding Millie at first, but then when May went into heat as well, a week later.
The way it actually went, May went into this weird like mini heat thing.
Right.
That I was like, that's weird. So we kept her separate. So then Millie went into heat,
but that was like months ago.
Right. Yeah. And then May went into real heat a week after Millie, and it was kind of like, well, the timing works out really, really well. So, and then we just have, some personal things going on in our life that we, again, decided to do one and done this year. So.
Right. And the weather being nice in the spring.
It's hard not to just go with it.
It's a lot easier on the mamas and the puppies. Yeah. So, yep. If you guys have any questions, post them in the comments. Love to keep you updated on everything. And another awesome thing, today is actually May's birthday. It is. So we're wishing May.
That's not May, that's Millie.
That's Millie. Where's May at?
I think she's up towards the front of the property, and I don't know if the Wi-Fi will reach that far.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm sure she'll come down at some point, and we'll wish her a happy birthday then. Another thing we wanted to let you guys know about is we actually have these cool Willow Ridge Acres hats available now. So we've got this color, this hunter green color with the darker leather patch. And we also have this heather gray color right here, as you can see, with the lighter leather patch. And we've got those available on our website. If you'd like to support our small farm and kind of support, one of your favorite channels on YouTube, we'd love, love to see you wearing these on social media or something. So put it out there. We've got it on our website. We actually have a promo code on the website right now. The promo code is SHIPFREE, all one word. And if you put that promo code in at checkout, the shipping is free. So pretty straightforward. Awesome, Edward. Hey, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the super chat. He said our pack of M's is Mocha, Marcus, Lily, Marley, Major. Yeah, and then Marley is our 7-year-old pure, and it's my spirit angel. Oh, I love that. So wow. So of all the names, we only have one that's the exact same. So those are some good M names. We'll have to.
We keep a list on our phones of M names that we come across.
Yeah.
Oh, we could tell them a funny cat story.
Oh gosh, you can tell that. You can tell that story.
We actually just had to come up with another name for an animal. Kind of unplanned, but
here's May.
Oh, there's May.
Yes, it's her birthday today, so everybody wish May a happy birthday.
Mimi.
It's spelled M-A-E, not like the month May.
Not like the May. Yeah.
Yeah, M-A-E. Happy birthday, May. Yeah, you can see she's getting pretty big too. She's a little bit on the smaller size for well, not
I mean,
so
she
much for
weighs
the
about 80.
yeah, she weighs about 80 pounds. She's not small for Great Pyrenees. It's just we tend to have big Great Pyrenees. So she's just on the smaller end of the breed standard. But even though she's smaller, her puppies with Mac, she ends
Were
up having some
huge.
big puppies.
They were almost twice the size of all the other puppies we had last year.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
birth.
We actually just got an update from one of the new family that has one of her puppies from the last litter. It was Jimmy, and he's
90.
yeah, he already weighs 90 pounds, and he's only a little bit, he's probably 11 months old, and already weighs 90 pounds, 31 inches at his shoulders. So Mac is 32 inches at his shoulders. So like he's already almost as tall as his dad, and his Mac is a huge, big boy.
Yeah.
So yeah. Edward said, "Happy birthday, May." And then Terry said, "Happy birthday, May," but he said it was autocorrect
Yeah.
that did it.
We'll let that slide.
Yes. We won't tell May that you misspelled it. Tracy said that she's beautiful. Oh, thank you.
Their favorite spot. We
Yes.
tried to grow grass there
We did.
several times. We even had it like quarantine with like this like pointy thing, and the dogs just like knocked it over and then laid there anyways.
Yeah, if you
give
have
up.
Great Pyrenees, you'll know the struggle. They're gonna find a spot that's in the shade, and they'll dig a little hole or multiple holes, and like that right there.
Yes.
There's another one. They like to dig down and kind of like burrow down and have like a nice cool spot to lay down. So that's what they were doing. Yeah, there's another one. All right, so keep telling the cat story.
Oh, so we had this cat
Okay.
that we rescued. Technically, we didn't check the gender of this cat.
We were told it was a girl.
We were told it was a girl. So we went with it. Named the cat Maddie. Goes with all the M names, you know. Multiple times, admittedly, I've looked for like the little blue line that like the vet or whatever gives that says like, hey, they're spayed. So
Yeah, that's kind of a common practice. I don't know if they do that anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, but like
In the
here,
US,
here in the United States, when they spay like a female dog or cat, they'll actually, it's like a little tattoo mark that they put, like either green or sometimes blue, right? Like right in the area that they did the incision, and then that way you can quickly like tell if it was spayed or not. So she was looking for that mark.
But it's like hairy
On this cat.
It's like Maine Coon. This is a very hairy cat.
Yes,
in
very
my
furry,
defense.
very furry.
So anyway, fast forward almost I don't know how long. Our daughter has
We've
this
had it for years.
dream about this cat that it was actually a boy.
And the cat's name was Maddie.
Maddie.
Yeah.
So our daughter texts me while I'm at a doctor's appointment and is like, hey, I had a dream that Maddie was actually a boy. So we gave Maddie a bath. And looking at her area very closely, I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl. Cats aren't a little more difficult to tell. So I get home. Well, I had to Google like how to tell the difference. So basically, Maddie is a neutered male cat. So we had our kids have like they had to make a presentation and present what they thought the name should be. Because at this point, like my sole reasoning behind that was like, and then there was a voting process. So then like, I don't have to make the decision anymore.
Yes.
Like I don't have the mental capacity to come up with another name. And we're all just like confused at this point. I feel like I've been lied to. Like,
Oh, and the cat was so misunderstood.
yeah, it makes so much more sense now. So anyway, our kids all had their own presentations. Some of them were just hilarious, but we actually went against the M names because we really run out. And our indoor animals don't follow that same pattern, but so Maddie's new name is Stanley.
Stanley. That's right.
So,
We're big fans of the show The Office. So I don't know why he got
and
named.
hockey. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Stanley
So
Cup
yep, exactly.
played into that.
Yep.
But yeah, so fun times. I feel a little humbled by the whole experience, but you know,
It was very funny. But
yeah. And it's crazy that our daughter had this dream.
yes.
And then we checked the cat, and it's actually oh look, one of the goats is on the doghouse.
Yep. Yep. That one's Miller.
Yes.
Yes, Miller. Oh, that's Murphy. Sorry. They're brothers, and they almost look exactly the same, except for Murphy has like emo punk rocker hair. Yeah.
No, Miller does.
Oh, Miller does. Sorry, there he is. Hey, Joanne, thank you so much for the love and support. Thank you for the super chat. She said, "Happy birthday, May." Naga has her 6th birthday on April 21st. I love Great Pyrenees. They are the best. I just rescued another kitty too, which I had no business doing.
Cats and Great Pyrenees are not the same thing.
No, they're very, very different. Yeah. Edward said that Marley's 30 inches at the withers and 140 pounds. Love big Pyrenees, big souls. He's also a short coat, so we got lucky.
No. It's our non-Pyrenees dog, Emmy.
Yes.
She's ultra old. She's old as dirt. Really,
Yes.
just kind of.
She's one of our house dogs. Yep.
She does have her nails painted too. So.
Yes. Yeah, our daughter painted the inside dog, the girl dog's nails. And they to be cute, I guess.
For fun.
Yep. But yeah, we're excited. We're preparing for puppies.
We have whelping boxes up.
That's right. We already got the whelping boxes.
Yep.
We got the whelping boxes set up in the garage again. We've got the AC. Yeah, we got the air conditioner up out there. Like we got that put up last time we had puppies. But yeah, we've got all the supplies ready. We've got it all staged, and we're planning on doing weekly live streams again, especially once we start having puppies. That way we'll have like a weekly puppy live stream like we did in the past. So yeah, here's Melissa showing just a quick setup real quick. We've got out in the garage like our little workstation, and then they each have their own whelping box ready.
Made them signs too.
Yes, Melissa makes some hand-drawn signs. So the dogs know which one is their whelping box because they can read. So that one's obviously Millie's. She'll know.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we're excited. We're excited to have puppies again. Yeah, Edward just asked, do you guys time it so they don't give birth in the cold? We try to do that. So that's the reason why we allowed both May and Millie to be, bred this go around, because it's the timing of it.
Right.
We've
kind of learned.
Yeah, we learned it by the time they would give birth. It would be like springtime here, which it was still like 90 degrees, 89 degrees today as the high. And it's kind of humid. So it is getting a little on the warm side, but at least it's not 100 degrees outside, or it's not like super cold either.
She's just over everything right now.
Yes.
I think she's going to probably deliver. I think on her due date, it was like 90 today, but tomorrow the high is 70, and then Thursday the high is like 50 something. So that weather change, I think, may kind of trigger her to give birth. So she's definitely over all of it at this point.
Yeah. Marsha asked a good question. On stormy days with tornadoes across the United States, how do you prepare for bad weather with all your animals? That's a great question. Honestly, we haven't really had like a tornado scare here. As far as bad weather, like thunderstorms and hail, we do get some of that. We've got plenty of shelters for the dogs, and we do go down and check on them real quick just to make sure they're not, totally anxious and trying to run or break through the fence. But they all just kind of hunker down in their different shelters that we've made for them. Monty just sleeps on the front porch. It's about the only time that Monty actually acts like he wants to come inside.
Yeah.
Well,
we've let him in.
We actually have during a storm, we've let him in because he'll like stand at our front door.
Stare
And
at us.
we have like a front door with like a lot of glass on it, so you can, when he's standing, he literally looks like straight through the window on it, and he'll like stand there and like stare at us through the front door window like he wants to come in. And even when it's storming, if we open the door and let him in, he literally takes like 5 steps in, looks around, he's like, I don't like it in here, and then turns around and wants to go back outside. So he's an outdoor dog. He loves it. He loves being outdoors. So
yeah, the other ones we have 3 dog houses. We have a like teepee shelter. What would you even call that?
yeah, so we made a shelter. It was actually a freestanding
Swing.
like porch swing, but it was like freestanding. It was like an A-frame for that porch swing. But we already have a porch swing. And then we have a tree that made for like the perfect, hanging porch swing off of a tree. And I don't know, that's always like, it's cooler looking than having it on an A-frame. So I took the swing off of that A-frame, and then I had that metal laying around Melissa's showing it right there. I had the metal laying around the farm. We took that off of an old farm building. Somebody they were going to take it down. They said, if you come and take whatever scrap you want, you can keep. So that metal is pretty expensive. So I went and took as much as I could and just put that together for free, and they'll take shelter under that. Hey, Edward, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support. We appreciate it. But yeah, they'll just go under different shelters. If you watched our latest video, right before the baby goats were born, I built like a little pallet shelter, and I mean the dogs use it. Yeah, the dogs use it.
For whatever reason, some of them are okay, but other ones don't like going into something that has a floor.
They like to be like on the ground.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm actually planning on building another one of those pallet shelters. It worked great. I just need to find some more pallets because it took quite a few pallets to build it. Because I took wood off of some of the pallets to like make it like a solid walls and all that. But yeah, the pallet shelters turned out real nice. Another thing we're actually planning on doing. We were just started talking about it. We're gonna actually redo our fencing at some point, and like the cross fencing, and give the animals a lot more space. So like the area that Melissa's showing kind of in the backyard, all the animals will have free range of that. The goats, the chickens, the dogs, Memphis, our pig as well. So, but a big reason for it, and I'll admit, like we're learning all this stuff as we go. We've been doing this now for 4 or 5 years, but we're still not experts on all of it. But if you look where Melissa's walking right now, we've got some, not really grass, but it's at least green. On the other side of the fence where the animals usually are, on the animal side is what we call it, the goats have completely overgrazed it, and we don't have any grass left, any weeds over there. They eat all of it, and it's unearthing all the rock. We live in a very rocky area, so it's just extremely rocky over there, and there's really no way for it to heal and to grow again unless we start to basically open up another pasture for them to be able to rotate back and forth. And then that way, while they're grazing on one for a month, the other one is growing back, and then we keep them back and forth. So that's what our plan is to do, hopefully within the next few months. So we're excited about that.
We like to come up with these ideas during the time that we should be doing them, and then we execute them when it's 115 out. So
Yes, we love to do that here in South Texas. Yeah. Let's see. Edward asked, is it Max that is your alpha male? So his name is Mac, M-A-C-K. But Edward, don't feel bad. Almost everybody calls
Doesn't
him
your
Max.
dad call him
Yes,
Max?
even my dad. Love my dad, and he's met Mac a gazillion times, but he still calls him Max. But
We don't
I
even
get it.
correct people at this point.
Yeah,
'cause
I get
just
it
is
because
what it is.
it does make sense. Like he's a big
He is
boy,
big.
so you would think Max would
I
be
don't know,
like a.
why did we pick? I know why we picked Mabel, but
I don't know. Mac is just kind of a cool name, and it is kind of like to me. It's still like a big name. Like it's Mac is like a Mac truck.
yeah.
You know, like the big 18-wheeler Mac trucks. So yeah, Mac and Mabel were our first two. Okay. Tracy said my peer is Mika.
Mika.
That's a cool name. I like that one. Yeah. Let's see. Joanne said we have the full pink moon coming also, which may induce
Yes.
labor, and my apologies for misspelling May's name. It's okay.
I noticed last night or yesterday afternoon, evening, whatever. I'm in a time warp. I told Melissa we were outside and we saw the moon. Was that yesterday, Melissa Grace? And I said, "Oh, it's almost a full moon too. I bet that'll put her into labor."
Yes. Yes.
I may.
Hey, Edward, thank you again for another super chat, man. We really appreciate the love and support. Terry said, I had a trouble.
Arrow.
That's right, arrows. Yes. I had
How
trouble
else would
pronouncing
you
this.
say it?
I don't know, Eros? That's how I said it that one time. I know I was wrong. Arrows barks at everything God does. Marcia said, wow, that area is nice. I think she said that while Melissa was walking.
Back,
yeah, the back. Yeah, we have a lot of like pretty big oak trees, especially for this area. It's so rocky. We don't get a lot of like tall trees. But in the back, behind our house, we have some, pretty nice big oak trees that give a lot of shade. So that's another reason why we're wanting to open up the fencing more and, give access to that area to the other animals. Cause then they have shade. They have areas of shade on the other side, but not shade like it is, immense shade back there. So
No, and we have to rotate everyone out so that we can spend time with everyone. And we just want to be able to just spend time with everyone, period.
Yeah.
All the time.
We will. We've already talked about the strategy of it. We'll have to rotate the goats back and forth because, especially in that back behind the house, because of how shaded it is, it can easily get overgrazed because the stuff like grass and weeds don't grow as
seed out. That's
much
why
back there.
there's grass in the front and back. Well, it was grass seed, but like I feel like a lot of weed. It wasn't like quality like
Right.
neighborhood grass, but we put a ton of seed out last year, and we can see it now. But I mean, we can't really read very well when they're actively back there eating.
Right. Right. Another thing we added, Melissa won't be able to go all the way out there and to show you because the coverage doesn't cover all the way over there. But we added, I think, 7 more chicks. Just a few, like.
I thought we only had 5.
We have 7.
No, I got 7. I had a $50 budget. I was allowed to spend $50, and that's what that was the budget I was given by
plus supplies.
Yes, plus
Because otherwise, in his mind, it's like, oh, okay, I'll spend $49.90 on chicks, and then spend another $50 on supplies.
No, so yeah, I had to buy the chicks, and I had to buy some like pine shavings for our chick coop. So all I could afford to buy on my $50 budget was 7 chicks plus the package of pine shavings.
Inflation.
I would have bought more than that, but anyway. That's right. So, but yeah, we got some more chicks. There were actually, I don't know how it is across the United States. Chime in the comments if it's been like this for you too. But our local literally the day that chicks come in, they get sold. They're sold out within an hour at most. The first 2 weeks that they got chicks, the very first week, we just follow them on their Facebook page, and they posted chicks have arrived, and I hopped in my truck and I was on my way there, and I get to a stoplight like 10 minutes from our house, and I just happened to get my phone and refresh it real quick, and they already posted that chicks had sold out, and they had like over 300 of them. And I went there a few days later to buy feed, and I talked to the lady there, because she knows us. We're there pretty often. I was like, "Hey, what's going on with the chicks? How'd they sell out so quick?" She was like, "We literally had a line of people parked at the gate waiting for us to open. There was like 30 cars waiting in a line before we even opened the gate to open the store." I was like, "That's insane." Like we needed some more chicks because we didn't buy any last spring because we had like 30 hens, like 2 years ago. So we had plenty. But if you know anything about chickens, they don't live forever, and we lost a few. So just to even be able to replace the ones that we had lost, we needed some. But they're pretty hard to come by right now. Edward said, "Speaking of the chicks, do you have any issues with snakes?" We actually don't. No, we don't. I think the
Dogs too.
I think the dogs kind of
They
keep them.
love little babies. We do get little babies, but they never make it beyond that. We'll like track them like wherever they go, and then they just like end up stomping them, or the chickens
The chickens will eat them too when they're
while
little.
they're still small.
And the only snakes I've ever seen, honestly, on our property, I've never seen like a rattlesnake or anything poisonous. We get like gardener snakes, but they're harmless. They're not poisonous. I guess they could go in and eat eggs if they got big enough. But we've not had any issues with snakes around the coop or in the coop. And I saw recently on somebody's, I think it was another like homestead YouTube channel that I watch. Somebody was having.
Monty hates those healthy. They're like 5 ingredients. He hates those.
He's like, nope, I don't want
He
it.
won't do it. But if you
Woof.
get like the cheap, really disgusting ones, he loves those.
He just
I
loves
don't
trashy
understand.
food. But what was I? Oh, yeah, another like homestead YouTube channel I was watching. They were having an issue with like rats in their chicken coop, and we've never had like a rodent or snake problem with our chickens. So
No.
Joanne said, "I'm in Ohio, but I'm clueless about the chicks, about like how hard they are to come by right now and stuff." Yeah.
Edward gave up for Memphis.
Edward said,
First carrot
"Memphis."
fun. He legit eats so many carrots. Like, you know how if you have a baby, like a human baby, and you feed it too many carrots, the like skin gets a little bit orange. I wonder if underneath all of that, if Memphis has like some orange skin.
He loves carrots.
He does.
Yes, Edward, thank you for the super chat going towards the carrot fund. I'll definitely let Memphis know. Yes, we need to make another like Memphis video. I think our one and only video that was dedicated to like him is our second most viewed video.
And we got a lot of hate for that video too, because
we did.
chased him around the yard. But like again, like we don't claim to know everything that we're doing. And it's like, yeah, we could have done that a lot easier, but it didn't seem until after we did it that there were easier options. Like,
well, the mistake I made that everybody calls me out on in the comments, if you look at that video, the video of how much does a mini pig weigh, or how big does a mini pig get? Yeah. When I went in to try to weigh him, like to try to I thought it was going to be easy because he was in his enclosure, like his little pig pen. He doesn't live in his pig pen. He only we only put him in there at night after feeding time. We feed him in there, and while he's eating, we close it. So he's in there from the evening feeding time until the morning feeding time. So like in between morning feeding time to evening feeding time, he has free range. But he was in his pig pen. So I thought it was going to be easy. He's in this pen.
Right.
Well, I guess when you're filming for a video, you kind of get this tunnel vision where like you've got the camera or somebody else has a camera and they're following you, and you're just thinking about like doing the video. And I didn't think about that I'm going to go and try to grab him and that he's going to run out if we don't close the gate. So I should have closed the gate behind me. I didn't think about it. It didn't even dawn on me that the gate was open. So everybody in the comments like, "You idiot, you should have closed the gate. He wouldn't have run out." I'm like, yeah, you're totally right. But it is what it is,
And
you
he
know?
was squealing, but like that's just how. And people are like, "Oh my gosh, you're hurting the pig." No, we're not. Like that, you could literally barely touch like pigs. That's how pigs are. So
Oh
like those
yeah,
people have no
people.
experience with pigs to
Yeah, some
realize
people
that
in the
like
comments were saying
they
like
sound like they're
we're
being
traumatizing
murdered.
them or
Like that's
something.
not how it is. He
Yeah.
just he's loud.
Yeah, somebody in the comments was like, "We traumatized him," and I assured that person that we got him counseling so that he could talk through his traumatic event.
He's fine. Trust
Yes,
me.
he's
He
fine.
lives a wonderful life. He just didn't want to be weighed. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't really.
pigs do not want to be picked up.
No.
They don't.
Emmy.
Well, I mean, if you raised it inside and it was like very hands on, that would be one thing. But Memphis really only likes me, and I
don't know
don't
why.
know why.
Yeah,
Of all people, why he picked me.
yeah.
But
He's just very skittish.
he doesn't really run away from me. So
Yeah. Terry said arrows. I got him from a shelter, and his name was Arrows. I put the H in there.
very good.
Oh yeah, there you go. So I wasn't honoring a pagan god every time I called my dog. That makes sense.
Yeah, we renamed dogs many times. Actually, Emmy, our dog we showed earlier, she is a rescue. And her original name, okay, again, like when you're doing it, you're not thinking about it. But like her name was Amy.
Yeah,
But Emmy at
when
the
we got her
time
from the shelter, her
seemed
name was
like such a
Amy.
different name. But like now that we're fast forward, 10 years, I'm like, we really didn't stray that far from the name.
I don't think
Like,
she even realizes her name was changed.
Amy.
you're right.
Yep.
That's embarrassing. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, Amy.
That's awesome. Hey, another thing I was wanting to mention. So if you look in the description of the live stream right now, or the video you're watching on replay, I've got a little instructions on if you want your free Willow Ridge Acres sticker. If you subscribe to our email newsletter, we'll mail you a free Willow Ridge Acres sticker. And we've actually had a bunch of people take us up on that. So if you're watching, and we have people even like we mailed one to Canada and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
so I
pretty
actually
cool.
had to Google that because the address, when you fill it out, it captures the information and then sends it to like a sheet thing,
Yeah.
like an Excel sheet. So then I just like handwrite them. Apologies for some of them are sloppier than others, but I had to
I'm gonna get
Google
one of those
the
stickers.
info the way it was like in the form for Canada didn't look like a US address. Was it, honey? The zip code part was different?
Do you have them in the room?
Yes, in the bottom drawer of the black dresser thing.
I think so.
So anyways, I had to Google how to direct that envelope because I had no idea how to do it. It's just super embarrassing, but yeah, Google helped. So, but yeah. So if you fill that out, we will send you a sticker, and you can attach it to your cup. Are those the waterproof ones?
Yes.
You can put it on your phone or your car or a notebook.
So yeah, we'll mail you one of these.
computer.
It doesn't backwards. Yeah, we have them on our cars. You may not want to put it on your car, like we put it on our back window. But yeah, I've also put them on like a Yeti cup or whatever. They work real good on like a. I need to put on this. I already thought about that. This is my emotional support water bottle. I take it everywhere. When when I leave this thing at home, I feel like I'm naked. I do. Like I feel like I really left something like that's super important to me. Like
he went on a flight. He took a flight, and the children found his water bottle.
Yeah, I went on a trip, and I actually
texted him, and then came to me and asked me, "Dad forgot his water bottle," like as if he was gonna come back home because he forgot his.
So I went to this conference, and I thought to myself, should I bring my water bottle, my emotional support water bottle, like we joke? And I was like, this is like a professional conference. Like, I'm sure they'll have bottles of water and stuff, And I get there, and the majority of other people had their own water bottle too. I was like, I should have brought mine.
Millie.
I missed it the whole time. I was going to ask you guys if you'd like overnight it to me. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
We have like divots in our wood floor from him dropping the.
I don't drop it. I just lose it a lot. If an air tag was on it, I would probably do that. Oh, Tracy said, can you share the name on the box of bulk treats?
They're from Sam's.
Yeah, we get them from Sam's Club.
I think they just have like 5 ingredients or something. One of our dogs is like allergic to everything. It's terrible. But she doesn't even like those treats either.
They're grain-free.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like peanut butter flavored.
Yes.
5 simple ingredients.
But when my parents come by, they buy the Milk-Bone, eat whatever treats, and Monty eats those like they're filet.
Yes. The other dogs like these ones.
Yes.
Like more treats? Joanne says she's going to have to watch the video of this one.
Apologies in advance. We love all of our animals.
Yes. Well, I think what people also commented on that video is that like when he was running, the dogs were like chasing him too, but like they're not going to hurt him. They were almost like helping us herd him a little bit. But
come on.
Anyway, I can tell how I don't know, the animals that well or know us well. I guess I don't know if you're not used to it, or what, if you just stumbled upon the video and you're not like a farm animal person, you may think that we were mistreating them. But
or if you knew a lot about pigs, and we obviously didn't,
right?
But we never claimed to know everything.
Let's see. Terry said my neighbor has a Great Pyrenees mix as well. His name is Zeus. That's a good name. 2 big boys, less than half a mile apart. Yeah.
Do they bark at each
Yeah, can they hear each other when they bark?
How far do you think that house is that has the
it's not even
but it's like
a quarter mile away.
They got, I don't know that I'm still in the air if it's a Great Pyrenees or one of those Marimas.
I think it's a Great Pyrenees.
But the dogs bark at each other. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. See, Tracy asks, do we sign up for the newsletter on your website? So yeah, if I'm trying to pull it up real quick. I don't think it's on the homepage.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you just go to willowridgeacres.com, I'll put it in the let me see, I'll put it in the chat here, our website link. If you go to the website and just scroll about halfway down, you'll see, the little blurb there, subscribe to our email newsletter, and we'll snail mail you a free Willow Ridge Acres
It can be slow.
sticker.
I do it about once a month.
Yeah, yeah, it might take, a couple weeks before you get it. But
you get what you pay for.
That's right.
Just kidding.
Yep. Yeah, and like we said on the website, don't worry, we hate spam email as well. We promise not to spam you. So we're not going to sell your information or anything like that. Like it's literally, we email out when we post up a new video, or we post a blog post, or we have a live stream. It's just another way to communicate with our audience. So Edward said, signed up looking at your website in the gallery. Nice shots. My Marley is a lot like your Mac.
Aww.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the nice words. So we both used to be into photography years ago. So we don't really do that professionally anymore. But we still have some of our nice camera gear. So some of the shots on there are just, from some pretty good cameras. So.
Yeah, it's hard when we have puppies and we're like, let's do a weekly, we try to update the puppy shots once a week. And we could just get our iPhone out and take pictures, but it just, Yeah,
if you look at the Puppies page, all the puppy profile pictures, those are all taken with our nice Canon professional camera. So Yep. Just trying to, keep the brand nice and professional. Arrows hears all and barks at all. Does he bark at butterflies though? That's what Mabel does.
Yes.
Mabel hates butterflies.
And right now we have quite a few.
Yeah, we're gonna have
She's
butterfly
tormented
season.
when we get the migration. The butterfly are those butterflies or
Mhm.
moths or what are
No, they're
those?
butterflies, like monarch butterflies.
Yeah, they migrate through here, and that's just her. Yeah, she hates that. You saw a butterfly today. Jackson's sitting across from us.
I couldn't see him past the laptop here. I was like, "Where's that voice coming from?"
Do you want to say hi?
Yeah, Jackson, come over and say hi.
See.
This is our youngest son, Jackson. Say hi.
Hi.
Tell him how old you are.
8.
Who's your favorite dog?
Millie.
Millie.
You
Yeah.
like Millie? Oh, Millie's on the camera right now.
Oh, Minnie Moo.
Millie.
No.
Emmy.
Emmy.
Amy.
Amy.
We're telling everyone all of our secrets today.
Oh, hi.
Tracy said that is why your videos are so well done. Oh, thank you. Thank you. No,
He does all the videos.
yeah, our videos aren't done with that camera. It's an older Canon. If you know photography, it's a Canon 5D Mark II. It's a full frame camera. It's a really good camera, but it'll do video, but it doesn't have like any stabilization. You'd have to put it like on a tripod or something. You wouldn't be able to carry it around. So we do all our videos just with iPhones. She has the like 13 Pro or whatever.
I think it's a 12.
It's 12 Pro.
Oh.
I don't know. But honestly, we do most of the videos with my iPhone. I just had the regular 11. It's not even the
Yeah,
Pro.
we got mine to shoot the videos, but then they turned out like extra white or something, and you're like, I don't like that. So
Yeah. See, Edward said, "Hi, Jackson." Say, hi, Edward. Look, Uncle Matt is on. Matty PM3, that's Uncle Matt. He said, "What's up, Jackson?" Terry said, "Squirrels, snowflakes, and hummingbirds," is what his
we have a
bark said.
squirrel, and the kids have named him Michael. And this squirrel, like,
Oh,
goes over by the dog area and just does the little tail, like,
and like does
flicker
the little
thing.
like how squirrels like chirp type of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. And he literally like pesters the dogs.
Mhm.
He'll like run up the tree just far enough where the dogs can't get them and then like pester them. I'm like,
"Ah."
one of these days the dogs are gonna get you and it's not gonna be
We
pretty.
did find out. Remember when you were at
Yes.
summer camp?
That was a while
and
back.
I was
Maybe
there with the
that's why that
kids,
squirrel's always so angry.
and I found this squirrel dead in the dog area, just
The dog's
dead
got
as
it.
can be. And he wasn't here, so I had to like get it myself.
She like found an old 2x4,
Sorry.
put it
Tell everyone.
put it on the end of the 2x4 and like catapulted it over the fence.
I remember.
Well, it was
that.
the summer, and
Like
I
shot
didn't want
put
it to be in the trash and then stink up the trash. for
No, that
me.
was nice. That was nice of you.
But it was, our son had nurses at the time, and she videoed it. That was the part that was
Yes.
awkward.
Yes.
Everyone's hot. All the dogs are hot. It got hot.
Well, it's
Ooh,
not just as
where was
hot.
I gonna knock?
It's not just as hot. It's like really humid right
Yes.
now. So they can actually deal with the heat when it's not so humid.
Ooh, it sounds like mosquitoes might be out too.
Yep. That's that off spray.
So all the dogs during the summer, we actually moved feeding time back about an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, so that the dogs will eat, because we learned in the first couple of years that we had them that our feeding time right now is at 5 p.m. and it's just way too hot at 5.
Yeah,
So
when
we
they're
have to
just hot,
move
when
the-
when they're kind of hot, they're it's like they don't have as much of an appetite.
So May and Millie actually just got baths, like last week?
Yes.
But again, it's so hot, they keep getting in the water troughs and then rolling around in the dirt. So
It's one of the ways they stay cool. Yep. Melissa, where are all the goats? Did they go back in?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it.
They just find their way back there. Yeah, so we have some projects coming up to our old garden. I don't know if you've been watching our channel for long enough. The garden used to be beautiful and it was vibrant and productive, and the wood rotted. I'm not sure how old the garden is. It was there when we bought the house years ago, but the wood completely rotted, and structurally, it's not even structurally sound anymore. So that's one of the projects coming up, is just to tear that garden down. We might not. I'll be honest. Gardening was never really my thing anyway. I'm not very good at it. I could grow some tomatoes, and that's about it. And so we're probably not going to do another garden. But honestly, we've got like a pretty big like willow tree that's right by the garden. That right there in the garden blocks our view of that tree. So I'm kind of excited to tear down that old, dilapidated garden and just get a better view of the tree. So, yeah. Well, Edward said, "I don't know. That garden was so nice." It was. It really was. It was pretty when it was like in full bloom, like when everything was growing. And but man, it's so much work, and we already have a lot of stuff that we work on.
I mean,
so,
it's probably an hour of watering a
per day,
just because it's so
hot,
and we don't have a water. So if we could have a water source over there that would like automatically water, that would be perfect. But we just don't. And
yeah.
And
it's one of those things where like it's similar to getting chickens to try to save money on eggs. Pro tip: if you're watching and you don't live in the country, or you live in the city and you want to live the dream of having chickens and not have to buy your own eggs, and you'll save money. You don't save money by getting chickens.
No.
Our other two dogs are wrestling right now.
Nightly.
Hey, what are you doing?
We have them inside because we have the babies out, and Rosie, our blue healer,
that's what she does. Is she'll try to herd them up.
The goats, like except
Monty.
But anyway, yeah, gardening, it's just a lot of work, and honestly, going to the grocery store and buying tomatoes and peppers and stuff is a lot easier and cheaper. So I'm kind of waving the white flag on that. Edward said, when Marley and I hike, the squirrels chirp at him and he loses his mind, trying to hold a 140-pound pier that wants to tear up a dry stone wall.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
We've told this story before about the 30-foot parents had when I was a kid. Didn't you tell us on the air? Or on the air.
On the air.
Yeah. On a live stream. We had Akita when I was a kid. My mom made this 20-foot, I don't know how long it was. In my mind, it might as well have been 100-foot leash. And I had to walk the dog. And I took the dog. We lived on a military base, and there was a golf course and ton of wooded areas, and this was back in the 90s when you weren't afraid to go anywhere. So I took the dog on a walk, and a thunderstorm rolled in, and the lightning struck, and this giant Akita took off running, and I had the leash wrapped around my hand multiple times. I can still smell the smell of that. When you stretch those out, it the fibers tear and the mud. Anyway, that dog dragged me across the golf course all the way home, and I get home and I legit am deathly afraid to walk big dogs now. I tried to take Mac for a walk and made it. How far across is the street?
20
feet?
20 feet, maybe.
Off
Mac.
I had to have Jeff come get the dog because I was so scared to walk the dog. I was having flashbacks of being grabbed by this dog. So anyway,
Yes.
I don't know how we were talking about. Oh, him being drugged by the dog. Yes,
yep,
absolutely. Don't ever do that. It's not fun.
Tracy asked, thinking there could be food scarcity this summer from the climate catastrophes. That's possible.
We do have lots of eggs.
And we do. We have a lot of
We
eggs,
just won't have fresh
produce,
vegetables.
yeah, fresh vegetables. But Tracy, even if there is a food scarcity this summer, we have 5 kids, so 7 mouths to feed. I'm just not that good of a gardener. We wouldn't have been able to produce, even with that big of a garden. It never produced enough to really like sustain us. So yeah,
Especially the things that are just
I had like
natural climate prohibits us from, like, we can't grow broccoli, we can't grow
it's too
lettuce,
hot.
we can't grow pumpkin, we can't grow corn because we can't like put it into the ground. Like, we pretty much can
The ground's too
grow
rocky. So it was raised bed.
cucumbers, zucchini, tomatoes.
Yeah, and even like cucumbers and zucchini and squash. I could like grow that pretty well
Sure.
early season,
Yeah.
but only for like a couple weeks, and we'd have a ton of cucumber and squash for like 2 weeks, and then nothing after that. So yeah, again, I'm sure there's ways around that. I'm just not very good at it. We try to play to our strengths here, not our weaknesses. Edward said, Jackson, do you have specific chores on the farm? That's a good question.
That's a good question. No.
Jackson doesn't. All the other kids do.
Millie.
Jackson does like to help out when he's able. So.
That's right. That's right.
Hi.
Yeah, all the other kids, basically divide up the farm chores. So the kids handle, feeding the animals, and we oversee all of it. But all the kids do, filling up the water troughs, cleaning them, the feeding time, collecting chicken eggs, going out to make sure that the chicken coop is closed.
And they pair up and, make games out of it. And Owen, our second youngest, he loves to climb the fences and the gates to get where he needs to go. And it just
a
watching
boy.
them, do that stuff is just, yeah. And watch them figure stuff out too. Like, oh, how am I going to get all this food through the gate? And learning how to manage the animals it's great. It's
great life
really
skills.
Great. And we're there watching them and everything, but we just sit back, watch them do it and figure it out.
It's a big reason why we moved, from a suburban area here in, just outside San Antonio. We moved from like regular neighborhood out to the country to have a little bit of property. We've got 5 kids and 4 of them are boys, and we just wanted to be able to have property for the kids to work, and I don't have anything against like video games and watching TV like in general, but I just don't want to raise my kids to be like playing video games all day long, so we wanted to have a lifestyle where there's more to do than just sit inside and play video games. So there's plenty to do around Willow Ridge Acres to keep everybody busy. Isn't that right, Melissa? Especially when puppies are coming.
Yeah, and if not, they can move rocks.
Yes. Oh, there's always plenty of rocks to move.
No!
Look, monkey's watching. That's Michelle's grandma, and Jackson nicknamed her Monkey. So, do you have any monkeys on your farm? Can you answer that, Jackson?
Do we? Besides you?
No, you're the monkey. Only one monkey named Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Edward said, "You're doing it right down there." Thank you for the encouragement. We're definitely learning as we go, and we've learned a lot in the last 4 or 5 years, and excited to see what's next for our little farm.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. By the way, if you just tuned in, if you haven't been on for too long, drop a comment in the live chat. Let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to give you a shout out. And if you didn't see at the beginning, we've got merch. We've got Willow Ridge Acres hats. We've got this cool hunter green and black. They're like trucker hats with the Willow Ridge Acres patch on it. We also have the Heather Gray with the patch on it as well. If you go on our website, willowridgeacres.com, you'll find it on there on the merch page. And right now we've got a special running. If you use the promo code SHIPFREE, you'll get free shipping. So if you'd like to support our small farm and you like the channel, rock some of our merch. Get one of these hats. They're pretty cool. Emily is watching, sitting next to R2. They're very interested in the barking on the video. Haha. Thanks for tuning in, Emily.
Surprisingly, there haven't been a lot of cars driving by or anything. Every time we do live stream, we have like a lot of traffic and the dogs bark the whole time.
Yeah, people driving by the front of the property and the dogs will bark at everybody driving by.
Mosquitoes must be really bad. Are you letting me eating up, Melissa?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Who's that right there?
May.
Oh, May.
Me. Hi, May.
Drop some questions in the comments. We'll stick around for a few more minutes here, answer any more questions you guys have. And like I said, we're expecting puppies soon. Millie should have her litter in just a couple days. She's due. And then May is about a week behind that. So we've got the whelping boxes set up, and we're planning on getting back on our weekly Tuesday evening schedule of live streams. And we'll do our puppy live streams where we'll have a camera in each of the whelping boxes so that you can see each of the litters as well. I don't know if we'll live stream. We've never live streamed a birth. That's not really my thing. Yeah, there's just the birthing process. It's not that it's stressful, but we want to be there for the mamas just in case something were to happen, and we don't want to be distracted by trying to host a live stream while that's going on. So I hope you guys can respect that. But we'll have a live stream shortly after the puppies are born. So let's see. Sleepy Water Cow. That's a cool name. Asked, are any guests allowed? Any guests allowed?
You looked really awkward. Right
Yeah. So we've had guests to the farm. I don't know. It just depends on kind of what's going on in life. We've got a lot going on right now. Not to get into a lot of specifics, but just some like family medical stuff that we're dealing with, and that takes a lot of time. So we don't have guests often, but definitely like when we're having puppies, any of the potential forever families is what we call them, like new puppy owners. Any of the new homes that puppies would be going to, we welcome those families to come and visit the farm. We always find it to be like a red flag if you're going to buy a puppy from a breeder and they won't allow you to meet the parent dogs. So we don't want to, we've got nothing to hide. All of our, Great Pyrenees, the adults, are very well behaved, very amazing temperament around, people and children. So we want to showcase that. And so we allow, those families to come and visit the farm and meet Mac and Mabel and Millie and Meredith and May and
Monty.
And Monty. Yes. I was like, I feel like I forgot somebody, but so, yeah.
So long story. Yes, but with notice and, a lot of different conditions.
Right. Yeah. Like we're not really open to like just drop by visits. We just have a lot going on right now with some medical stuff. So let's see. Marcia asks, Melissa, do you have plans on becoming a vet?
Yes.
Truth be told, I was actually not home. I was out for a few days, and she set up all the delivery stuff, and she's very much a very active participant in all aspects of that.
Yes.
I wasn't even here for any of the only one goat.
the goat birthings.
Right.
Yeah.
So she did, and he was here, obviously,
Yes.
but she was like front row.
Yeah. So
doing
when we
all of
knew
that.
that the goat mamas were going into labor, Melissa went down and stayed down there the entire time. And I went down there for most of it. And was there, but Melissa was down
She
there with
told
her.
me you would walk away when it was like really.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. But Melissa would be down there with her gloves on and ready to assist. And yeah, so she's definitely wanting to become a vet. We've already talked with our local vet here, and once she's of age, our vet has said that she would welcome her in as like a junior apprentice. So that would be really cool for her.
Yeah.
And she's wanting to go to college for that as well. Yes. Joanna said, do you have to brush your dogs often? Who trims their nails? I have one dog and she does not like, I'm sure, she doesn't like having her nails trimmed.
We brush a lot, like right now. The weather's been kind of up and down, so it was like they started to have a shed and then it like stopped, but I'm sure it's going to go again. And Melissa Grace trims all of their nails. Inside dogs, well, I help with a few of them. She does all the outside dogs, but we've trimmed all their nails from like day one, and so they don't really fight it. But yeah, trimming of the nails is important, especially the dew claws. And the best thing you can do is just keep doing it.
Yep. And brushing, Melissa keeps up on brushing the dogs pretty often. A big like pro tip. We can't tell you enough how much we love this tool is a coat blower. I know they're kind of pricey. Like the one we bought, I believe it's like $130 or something. And we were a little skeptical about getting one. But basically it's like a hair dryer on steroids for your dog. And just the amount of air and the velocity of it and the way, we would use, when we would bathe our dogs, we would use a hair dryer like everybody else does. But with Great Pyrenees, how big they are and how thick their coat is, I swear we like burnt through one of her nice hair dryers. And it,
You use it too, don't lie.
Yes, but what I'm saying is like
underneath this is beautiful man
yeah,
hair.
yeah. But no, it's worth the investment.
Yes.
A coat blower, and it actually really, really helps with getting their undercoat blown out. Like that's literally why it's called a coat blower.
It's reduced, the amount of brushing and everything in the long run that we do for sure.
Yep.
I just wouldn't recommend doing it inside when we have the puppies. Remember, I think I did 4 or 5, and then we looked around
and there was hair everywhere.
How did they didn't seem like they were that much until it was everywhere.
Yes.
Monty
said, I know where Melissa Grace will be for the next few weeks. Yes.
She has a couch with a pull-out bed out there.
Yeah. So out in the garage.
We have a TV, a fridge, a microwave,
air conditioner, and Melissa will actually sleep out there. And
her
keep an
choice,
eye.
By the way.
Yes.
We do not make her do
We don't
that.
kick her out into the garage.
Voluntarily.
But she'll sleep on
She's
that
got
couch
her
right there.
dog blanket prepared and everything.
Yep. So she keeps, keeps
an
an eye and keeps,
She's
a
a
watch
very
over
good
them.
sleeper, though. She can sleep really well. If I was out there, I'd be awake the whole night.
Hey, Back Fence Farm is tuning in. Said just saying hey from Judy and Gerald. So they are one of the forever families of 2 of the puppies from last year's litters as well. So hey, shoot us a text with some pictures of Judy and Gerald. I'd love to see how big they've gotten as well. So they're almost a year old now. We got another question here. Terry said, question, my daughter, son-in-law, and grandkiddos live 2,000 miles away. I plan to retire out there. They say I shouldn't fly arrows out 6 hours. I say 3 to 4 days in car would be worse. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't think that arrows would be able to fly. I don't know all the rules. I know a little bit about it, but like we don't want to fly. We don't fly our dog, or we won't fly any dog in cargo. And I feel like due to size, they may try to put arrows in cargo. I would recommend against that.
Any airline that we found, if you're going to bring your dog, it has to fit literally in the carry-on spot underneath the seat in front of you, which obviously a full-grown Great Pyrenees
Right.
is not going to. In fact, we started researching, and
Bless
when
you.
you really realize the size that these dogs get to very quickly as puppies, more mosquitoes. If anybody has a really good mosquito, solution, drop it in the comments. I'd love to know. Anyway, for our breeding program, if you get a puppy from us that's going and you're wanting it as a inside family pet, first off, we're going to vet you to make sure that it's going to be a good fit. But if it is, they're ready to go home at 8 weeks once they're fully weaned. But our puppies that are destined to be livestock guardian dogs, we keep them until 12 weeks of age to give them some like on-the-job training with our adult Great Pyrenees, so they learn how to behave and to guard goats and chickens and even our pig. But at 12 weeks old, a Great Pyrenees puppy is already literally like right on the borderline of being too big to fit in like a carry-on
because they have
to
to be
fly
able to
with.
stand up in it.
Yep.
You can't just shove them in it and like be like, oh yeah, it fits.
Yeah, so they can fit at 8 weeks old, but not 12 weeks old. So I guess if you were to fly arrows, he would have to fly like cargo, and I don't know. I wouldn't want to subject my dog to that.
Right.
I would probably opt for the
Forrest took
yeah
Catherine and
Madeline.
Yeah. So we've got another forever family of ours. He might actually be watching right now, Forrest. He's got a farm all the way over in Alabama, and he drove. It's not 2,000 miles for sure, but he drove them as puppies from San Antonio over to Alabama. He said they did great. I would, Terry, if I was you and you've got to do it, I would opt for a road trip and just try to space it out to where you stop often enough to let them out and obviously use the bathroom, but also like kind of stretch your legs or his legs.
Maybe take a practice trip to make sure he
doesn't
get
have like
sick
car
in the
sick.
car, because
that'd be gross.
A couple of our puppies had
that. Yeah.
But there are meds for that too.
Yep. All right. Joanne said, yes, I hired someone to come to my home finally to trim my girl's nails. Yeah. If your dog's not used to it, they can get kind of snippy when you're trimming their nails, but the best way to do it is just early and often to where they get used to it.
Yeah. Emmy was our worst. We even got so far as to use Benadryl with her, but she's come a long way, and she lets us very awkwardly, but we do trim her nails.
Yes. Joanne said, I use a hair dryer. I may have to invest in a coat blower.
Yes, I would. My blow dryer itself costs more than my blow dryer costs more than the coat blower. Interesting.
Yes.
But with Amazon prices, it's right there.
Yes,
prices change all the time, so you just keep an eye out. They do like flash sales on this. That we bought it on like a flash sale on the coat blower. So definitely, like, I would just put some money aside, a little bit here, a little bit there, and make the purchase. It's so worth it.
Yep. Joanne, I dropped a comment with the link to our like Amazon affiliate shop. And if you click on that link, you'll see, a lot of the products that we have and we use. And the first one there is the coat blower that we have. It's actually $176. Sounds pretty pricey. I'm telling you though, it's worth every penny. It really, really is.
Trust Jackson.
Yes. we keep saying we need to do a video like dedicated to that and like do a comparison of
Yes.
blow dry one with a blow dryer.
I don't want to do that ever again.
I know, but just to show people how awesome
You
it
do
is.
that part, and then
Because
I'll
even
do the
like
blower part.
even when we would bathe one and use a blow dryer, a normal hair dryer, we would be blow drying them with a hair dryer for like 45 minutes, and even still afterward, it wasn't
They're
really
not
dry.
No.
They're kind of like they still feel damp, you know. But with the coat blower, like you actually get them dry.
Mhm.
It's crazy. But I will tell you, similar to trimming nails, because it is such a
Right.
high velocity air, your dog might take a little getting used to it.
Yeah.
So, but I'm telling you, they're worth it. Oh, I didn't even answer that one. Joanne said, I flew my golden in the past in cargo and I regretted it. I did see a big dog flying being put in cargo last time I traveled. Yeah.
I think unless they're a service dog, they have to fit in basically that foot area in front of you is what it boils down to. And no.
It's like you're checking a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they almost have to be like the size of a cat pretty much to fit underneath there.
Yeah.
Terry said mosquito repellent Vicks Vapor Rub. We'll have to try that.
A lot of it.
We'll have to try that. Yeah.
It's just that time.
Tracy said organic mosquito spray with essential oils or coconut oil with essential oil mixed in.
To shower it off.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we tried those. I think it's like Tougher Than Tom or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically that like the things you hang up, and it's like some type of like yeast mixture that you put water in, and it attracts them to them, and then they like ingest it and like blow up, and it somehow like messes with their like reproductive cycle. So then it like eradicates them. In theory, we've tried those, and I don't know. I don't want to like talk bad about a small company or whatever, but like I don't know. I think it might be like a placebo effect. We tried it and I couldn't really tell much of a difference.
We live right by the woods. Like we keep water out in troughs, and we do empty the water out and all that stuff, but it just is what it is. It's just a part of living here.
Yeah,
they
the
just
woods
got bad in the last week, so
the dense woods behind our property is definitely, a lot of the mosquitoes come from back there. So we're kind of fighting an uphill battle, but we just use a ton of off spray and then shower every night. Terry said, I think I'll be flying out and the young folks will fly back to Michigan and get my dog and my car while grandma spoils the twins. Hey, there you go. That is the way to do it. Yep. Tracy said, my peer needed medical surgery and she did fine. Illinois to Colorado, CSU veterinary in the back of Mazda 3.
That's just impressive that you got a dog in the back of that car.
Yeah. But she likes to be in a smaller space on the road. That makes sense. Yeah. Hey, I mean, when we so our vet is really good about, she actually comes out to our farm when we need like shots or stuff like that. But if we have like some type of, emergency or something, and we have to take one of them to the vet, they're so dang big. I honestly just I have to load up like one of their big crates in the bed of my truck and then like lift them into the bed. And I strap the crate down so the crate doesn't move around or anything. And I just drive like super careful with them to the vet, but they're too big to fit inside my truck.
When you strap it down, do you like tug on it and then say, that ain't going anywhere?
That's what you have to do.
Sorry.
Yes. But yeah, I don't know how you fit one in the back of a Mazda 3. That's incredible. That's like the size of, so our 16-year-old son just got his first car.
He did.
And he's driving now, and he got a Ford Focus ST, and it's like about the same size. When Cameron gets home, he's not home right now. I'm gonna tell him that we need to take Mac to the vet, and then we're gonna take it in his car and just see his reaction.
He's gonna laugh or cry.
Yes. Terry said arrows in the back seat of my Q5. Yeah.
Oh, May. May said stop.
Yep. if you want to see something like pretty cool, looking at May, we just put up our most recent blog post and talking about. I'll put a link in the comments. But the title of it is "Can Great Pyrenees Have Badger Markings?" Because that's what May had. And you can kind of still see them a little bit on her ears. That's where her ears are kind of
ears
gray.
aren't dirty. That's her markings.
But if you when you got time, oh hey, Forrest just chimed in. Forrest, we were talking about you. Yeah, we were talking about
your ears doing that thing where it's like the slight little ring.
We were talking about Catherine and Maddie, and people were asking questions on taking them on a far road trip. But they were also puppies when you did that. They were asking.
But he had like a whole setup.
He did.
And they stayed at a hotel. Well, and he wasn't the only one. And they just did like so well. And then when I took, how many puppies did I take? 4 or 5?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. You met some of the families.
We put a crate in the back of my expedition and I took puppies and they all did really great with that too.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, I was just saying we posted up. I don't think you can click that link on the video itself, but if you look at it in the comments on our website, there's a blog post. When you got time, look at that. It's pretty cool. I asked some of our I guess I could probably share this screen. Hold on. I haven't done this in a while.
Better you than me.
Hold on.
I know how to do that on the paper.
You do?
On the what?
Jackson,
Oh.
you know. All right. So, yeah, on the website, you can see one of our most recent blog posts. I asked some of our families that got one of our puppies. This was May when she was a pup. You can see she had the badger markings, but all she has is like a little bit on her ears left. And then, but they fade over time. So I was able to get, so like this is Catherine. This is one of Forrest's. This is what she looked like when she was only 3. I think she was actually only 3 days old. I forgot to change that. She wasn't 3 weeks old there.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, you're right. 3 weeks. Yeah, she was. Sorry. And this was just 2 weeks later. You can see she was already. Catherine always.
So angry.
She does. She's like angry cat. But you can see they already started to fade, and again at 8 weeks they were fading more. And then here was another picture of her, and it's kind of like May. Yep. And Forrest sent me just yesterday a couple better pictures, so I'm going to update that on the website here. But yeah. Scroll through there. It's a pretty good, way to see how they change over time. If you're looking to get one with badger markings.
Yeah, and side note, we like to play a game here. So when our families send us pictures of puppies, which aren't puppies anymore, but we try to see if Melissa Grace can guess who they are. She always gets it right.
Yes.
I don't know, and like super fast. In my mind, I have to start by remembering who the mother was, because I can usually tell because I know what they look like.
Yes.
And then I just like go through it, but she just knows like right away who it is. It's just crazy.
All right, so we got to ask her this thing because we were just thinking about. We were talking about that. Let me see. I gotta find. Hold on. All right, Melissa. Oh,
that's awkward.
Yes, Melissa. Who are the pups on that one right there?
I know Runty is on the left. I forgot what her real name is. I think it's Jubilee.
Yeah, Jubilee.
And then Bonnie is on the right.
Oh my gosh.
And I only knew Runty. Yeah.
Wow. And that was from like years ago.
That was our first.
I think that
second litter.
That was our second litter. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh, and she
Yeah.
remember that.
I don't know how she does it. She knows all of them.
I forget our own kids' names.
Edward said, Marley rides in the back of my Toyota RAV4 with the seats down, and he still rubs the roof liner.
I believe it.
Yep. Joanne said, my twin sister and I have peers from the same litter. Her boy has badger marks. That's awesome.
How's she going?
Terry asked Edward, and he's all you can see in your rearview mirror, right? Blocking the whole thing. Yeah. He said, "Yep, objects in mirror are larger than they appear."
We took Monty, right, to the.
Oh, yeah. There's a restaurant not too far from where we live called the Screaming Goat, and they have it's actually really good food. They have like some like Cajun style food, but they have an outdoor yard like out front where they have like a stage where they have live music most days. And they have like picnic tables and different chairs. But then there's signs out there that say that the yard is dog and goat friendly. So I keep telling Michelle that we need to bring one of our goats there to the Screaming Goat because I mean it would only be fitting. But we did take Monty there one time, and we loaded him up in the kennel in the back of the truck, and me and we had Jackson and Melissa with us, but we didn't even make it halfway through the parking lot when we got there before people were already there were people leaving from eating there, and we got stopped halfway in the parking lot. They're like, "Oh my gosh, he's so huge! Like, can we pet him?" And the whole time while we were eating, we had people coming up wanting to
I was
pet
like,
him.
"This is a bad idea."
And Monty just stood there, like
the other
heavy
dogs
breathing
that
the
were
whole
there
time.
were barking their heads off and just going crazy, and he was just standing there like, "Hey."
Yeah, Monty's just so cool. He's like, whatever. Well, awesome. If you guys have any last questions, drop them in the comments. We'll answer just a few more questions here, and then we're gonna jump off for this live stream.
And I predict there will be a live stream next Tuesday because if Millie doesn't have her puppies in the next week, that would be really.
Yeah. So what do you think? Like, if our schedule works, let's do like every Tuesday, like we say we do. But do you want to do like one extra if we have time, like after a litter's born, like newborn live stream, just like a pop up, like it won't be scheduled. It'll be like, hey, we're live. Puppies were born. Here they are.
Just like wipe them off and turn the camera on.
Yeah. Yes. If we've got time, we'll do it. Yeah. So stay tuned. This is a great reason to have your post notifications on YouTube. That way you know when we go live. But also subscribe to our email newsletter. Find out information on that, or follow us on Facebook or Instagram. That way you know when we're about to go live. So yes, we kind of took a little bit of a break. We were dealing with a lot of family medical stuff, and we're still going to be dealing with that. But we're about to be here, he'll be here. That's right. So we're about to be back in puppy season. So we'll have a lot more content coming for you guys. So stay tuned. We love you guys. Thank you for all the support, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.